Day 39, behind the scenes, making of a dealership. 800% elite auto sales. Everyday cars for everyday people. 1209 East New Circle Road, Lexington, Kentucky. What's the zip code? 40505. That's right. You're watching behind the scenes. 800% elite auto. We are making a dealership. We are making a dealership, folks. We are making a dealership. And right now, I am waiting in the parking lot to pick up Savanna from volleyball practice, where we will then leave here and we will go pick up Joel from soccer practice, which is raining, so he's going to be soaked. I just came from a parent meeting for basketball. Before that, my wife and I had an appointment, and before that, I picked up Meredith from, she had an allergy appointment, and before picking up Meredith, I picked up Joel from his co-op for his school. They're homeschooled, so they do a co-op with other homeschoolers. And then before that, I picked up, I took Savanna and Joel to their co-op. Meanwhile, my wife on the other side took Meredith and Fisher to an allergy appointment. Then she took Fisher to the dealership. Then she came to our appointment. Then she went back. And I'm not sure if she picked up Fisher or not. I also, in the midst of that, picking Meredith up, took Meredith home, which then Meredith was picked up by Grandma. And Grandma took Meredith into town because she had gymnastics. Dance. She had dance. I always get confused. Caroline, Oakland, Willow, and Meredith are in dance and gymnastics, one or the other. Willow is in gymnastics. Oakland is in gymnastics. Meredith's in dance. Caroline's in dance. Meanwhile, while that was all happening, Marcia was home with the kids, and Grandma was home with the kids. The little kids, Caroline and Oakland, to make sure they were taken care of. And Willow is in Tennessee with her grandma, my mother-in-law. And that, my friends, is just family life on a Thursday in the Lundy house. That has nothing to do with the dealership that you are tuning in to learn about, behind the scenes, making of a dealership. But I just thought I'd share all that with you so that you knew that it's not just open a business, start a business, run a business when you're 46 years old and you got 8 kids. Running the house is like running a business. Updates. When we launched this series, we shared with you all that you would get the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the celebrations, the wins, the losses, the emotions, and everything in between. And so, staying true and honoring that, I'll share with you some of the emotions. So, we got our first profit and loss statement today. And as far as our profit and loss statement, we are negative $650,000, which, to be honest, negative $650,000, that is the amount that we have invested. That's the amount of cash that we've injected is $650,000. So being negative $650,000 basically tells us that at this point we have gotten zero return on our investment. Every dollar that's been generated through the sales of vehicles has gone towards marketing, it's gone towards payroll, it's gone towards things like that. And so some of you might be like, oh my gosh, they invested $650,000, so they're minus $650, and here they are 3 months later and they're still minus $650. I look at it and go, oh my gosh, I am so grateful that we are minus $650. Because what we could have done is invested $650 and then been minus $850, or invested $650 and been minus $1 million. So the fact that we're washed out, 650 investment, negative 650, is basically like even. It's basically saying that we're at zero. $0 earned, but also $0 lost outside of that initial investment, which we expected to make initial investment. So the way I'm looking at it is like, or not the way I'm looking at it, but the way the math is mathing is that we are now at a point where the furniture's been bought, the reconditioning's been done, the facility's in the place that it needs to be in, the tools have been purchased, the equipment, the chemicals, the uniforms, the Panda Dunks, the computers, the laptops, the copy machines, the snacks, the coffees, the PlayStations, the Google, the digital campaigns are in place, all of those things, right? And now we start. Now, do we want to see negative 650 a month from now? Well, that's a great question. We don't want to see less than that. We don't want to see negative 700, negative 750. That would be moving in the wrong direction. A positive would be great. However, with that said, an expectation of positive profit on a big investment like this, on a big business like this, would be pretty much ludicrous at this point. We do want to make sure that we're operating in a way that the dealership is generating more than it's expending. And that's the goal, right? We want to get there as fast as humanly possible. But those things take time. And that's one of the biggest lessons I'm learning right now through this whole process is there's some things you just cannot speed up. It doesn't matter how much money you throw at it. It doesn't matter what your expectations are. It doesn't matter. Like, there's some things that cannot be sped up. So here's the things that we have going for us in the right direction. All of those initial expenses have been paid for. Great. Now, we also our F&I department was running $1,500 a copy, which means making $1,500 average profit across all these car deals. But in the beginning, they were having to sell a warranty through extended service contracts through a separate company that the cost was much, much higher than the cost on our warranty company. We own our own warranty company. So because we own our own warranty company, our costs are set up significantly lower than if we went through some third party. So now we have that going for us moving forward. Also, we're now starting to gain a little weight. We've got 44 reviews on Google, which is good. We're starting to pick up some traction. We're starting to get some consistent leads. We're starting to put some systems and processes in place. So the opportunities for us to move forward and progress are there. Oh my gosh, sorry. So we're just in a much better position today than we have been to actually start building success and start moving in the right direction. I've never done this before, so I don't know what the timeline is. I don't know what the expectation is. That's a light. I don't know what the expectation is of when you should expect, to be turning a profit. And so I need to call a couple people, a couple of my sources, and figure out what they're thinking as far as that goes. But we do have cash flow turning. We don't have to inject more cash in, which is a big deal. So that was today. Now, emotionally, where does that sit? Well, it sits in a good place. And emotionally, this stuff is very hard. It's very challenging. knowing where it's going to be versus experiencing where it is. I think that in life in general, that's a challenging thing, right? Like, I know my kids one day are going to be adults and they're going to have their own lives, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait for the 4th of July parties that we have 20 years from now. The 4th of July parties that we have where I'm there, my wife's there, and all of our kids and their spouses and their kids. But you can't get there without going through teenage years, adolescence, parking lot, volleyball, pickups, basketball, the highs and lows. And so you have to experience these things in order to get to that bigger thing. And even knowing that the finish line is going to be beautiful doesn't make the race any easier. Does that make sense? You can run a marathon, it's 26.2 miles, and you know in the end you're going to feel great, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt like hell for the 26.2 miles that you got to run. And so emotionally, there's been moments between my consulting company and the dealership and just everything that's going on in the world and the speed of change and the technology and trying to stay on top of and trying to get attention and trying to break through and trying to establish ourselves and trying to get known and all of these things, dude. There's been moments where I'm just like, bro, right? Like, could we possibly, just stay at the house and get into gardening with my wife and take some of the passive income that we've got coming in and just kind of live off that? Because, man, that sure sounds easy. That sure sounds easy. But the reality of it is, and I was talking with my dear friend Jamal McCoy earlier today, and I was talking with my dear friend Jamal, and we were just talking about how, yes, that could be easy. But A, we're not built for that. I'm not built for that. And B, the rewards are bigger when you're willing to take the risks, when you're willing to do the things that other people say you're crazy, right? You're crazy for doing this, or you're crazy for your work ethic, you're crazy for the hours, you're crazy for the investment, your life is crazy. Like, why not go the simple route? Well, the simple route doesn't have the rewards that the risky route has, or that the crazy route has. At least I haven't experienced that. Maybe it is for some people. Maybe there is big reward in the simple. But I'm not built that way. And so when I have those moments, right? Those moments like, man, I could just go gardening. It's really just a game that my brain likes to play, knowing that would never be the case. Knowing that I have been predestined to live life to live an uncomfortable life. I've been predestined to live an uncomfortable life because I truly do believe that we're most comfortable in life right before death, and I'm not ready to die yet. I recently heard in Elon Musk's book, I guess it was a quote from Alexander, it wasn't Alexander Hamilton, Andrew Jackson. There's a quote from Andrew Jackson, and it said, I am not built, let me look it up. It's something like, I am built for the storms, calm does not suit me. I think it's how it said it. Let me look it up. Here we go. Andrew Jackson said, "I was born for a storm, and a calm does not suit me. I was built for a storm, and a calm does not suit me." It's got to be my new favorite quote of all time. It describes me beautifully in a sentence. And maybe that's you. Maybe you were built for a storm. Maybe calm does not suit you. Maybe you're in a season of life right now that's a storm, and there's parts of you that are going, "Oh my gosh, I just wish it would all stop." But maybe if that's you, really look in the mirror, look at your life. And are you at your best in the storm? Or are you at your best in the calm? Are you at your best when your back's against the wall? Are you at your best when you have a huge runway, tons of space and time? Are you at your best up against a deadline? Or are you at your best when there are no deadlines? I think it's different for everyone. I do. Savannah's coming out. I think it's different for everyone. But you got to kind of be careful what you wish for a little bit, you know? If you're the type that's best in the storm and you're seeking calm, that might not be, you know, might not be really what you want in life. You feel me? Here comes Miss Savanna doing her thing. What up?
Hi.
How are you?
Fine.
How was it?
Better-ish. Oh,
Yeah.
Why are we recording?
Well, we're doing our YouTube docuseries.
Oh, I don't need to be in it.
So, how was volleyball?
Volleyball was fine. It was the same as last week, where it was better than the week before.
Better?
Except, okay, so like the first week, whatever, okay? Second week, terrible.
Okay.
Terrible. Came home and cried, okay? Last week,
Right.
better than the week previous.
Okay.
Because he put me in front middle, which is, I think, front middle and like back middle, like where I take the deep hits,
Right.
or where I play best. So then today was about the same as it was last week, because the coach, I had some good hits once we started like playing when I was front middle, and they complimented me on those, so, like the coaches.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, good. So then today, progressively, today was equal to last week.
Ish.
Yeah.
If anything, I'd say it was a little better. But
So it was even a little better than last week. You're getting better, dude. I love it.
tryouts are on Monday.
Tryouts are on Monday.
Monday.
You ready?
I suppose we're gonna have to practice this weekend. Like, you're gonna have to throw them at me really, really hard and really, really deep, and I'm gonna have to smack it.
Okay. So you want me to like
Yes, hit it really down. So
Bring
I'm,
it.
like going
like
down
for real,
it.
not be easy on me.
Yeah. If I do get on the team, then we're gonna need to get some of those wrist things, because I know a girl who still plays but at a different school, and she's like skinny like me,
Yeah.
and her wrists get like really hurt often just because where they're so thin.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to get stuff.
I totally think that's fair, because you are very thin. There's not a whole lot for the ball there. Grateful though that your brother's probably soaked. He's been practicing in the rain.
It's so hot in there. They don't have AC in the gym.
They don't have AC in there?
Mm-mm.
Oh. So you're playing in the sweat.
Yeah.
He's playing in the rain.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should get ice cream after we pick him up.
We're not getting ice cream, dude.
Okay, we need to get food at least when we pick him up,
Why?
because I've only eaten French fries today and peanut butter crackers. Now that I think about it, that's it.
Well, that's not good.
No, it's because I woke up at 10:55. Didn't have time to eat breakfast. And we were out the door within the next 3 minutes after that.
You were kind of a little bit mad at me when I
Yes,
woke you up.
was. I was like, don't talk to me. I don't want to go. I remember it. Because I woke up to my alarm at 7:30, 8:30, whatever it was. But then I guess I shut my eyes for 2 seconds, and next time I go, you're busting in my door.
Later.
It's 10:55. What are you doing?
Well, I hollered up the stairs like 15 times. Savannah, Savannah, Savannah. Did you hear me hollering up the
No.
stairs? So then I started to get a little worried. I was like, where is she? What is going on? And then I went up
So
there
you come and check on me the minute we're supposed to leave?
Well, no. I like stood at the bottom of the stairs. Like I asked your mother, where's Savannah? And she said, I heard her getting in the shower. And I said, okay, but it was your brother. She heard your brother getting in the shower. And so I was like, cool. So I didn't think anything of it.
Right.
And she also said, here's exactly what your mom said, which started the conversation. Your mom said, you better go get ready. Your daughter's gonna make you leave at 10:40. I said 10:40? What time do they have to be there?
I would have said 10.
Or 10:50.
Yeah.
She said 10:50.
Yeah.
I said 10:50. What time do they have to be there? She's like 11:30. I said I am not leaving at 10:50 to be somewhere 25 minutes from here at 11:30.
It's 35.
And she was like, well, she's gonna be down here telling you it's time to go. So of course I did what she told me.
Obviously.
And then I went and got ready, and then I came out, and then that's when I was hollering up the stairs for you, and then you weren't responding at all.
Obviously.
And then I went upstairs, and then you were still like in bed.
Exactly. I still have some of my makeup and stuff in your thing from where I got ready in the back seat. Like I literally.
You recovered well, I would say.
I've been struggling all day. This is Sailor's hair tie. This is Sailor's t-shirt because I forgot to grab a t-shirt. I grabbed shorts, knee pads, and sneakers, but not a shirt.
But you did recover well, because you were like, I thought your mom already was like, maybe they just shouldn't go. That's what your mom said. Maybe they just shouldn't go, because she was anxious because she knew you would probably feel anxious waking up at 10:55 and going to class. But I was like, we ain't teaching that. If you sleep in, now all of a sudden you don't have to go. I was like, nope, she's going to go in her pajamas with no makeup on and have to tell everyone that she's late. And
I was in biker shorts. They would have sent me right back home.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
But it's okay, because
you recovered. You jumped right up. You got it done.
I had a hoodie on, so I just threw all the stuff I needed, my hairbrush, deodorant, makeup, and stuff in those pockets. Grabbed my shoes, shoved everything in my backpack, just grabbed jeans and a sweatshirt, and I was out.
Yeah, you were good to go.
I also didn't have a water bottle for volleyball.
And how was class?
Class was fine. We had a quiz, which, I don't know, like on homework I'm decent, but I test and quiz fairly well, better than homework, I think. Because I always finish first and I get good grades on the quizzes. So, quiz was fine. Electives were decent, but none of my friends were there, basically. So freshman foundations, I have a lot of friends in there, so I sat with Hannah. But then in conversational Spanish, which is my next one, I have Claire and Grayson, and neither of them were here today because Claire's in Gatlinburg doing some. And
Grayson was at basketball.
I know, he's sick. He's sick and he stayed home from school and yet went to practice.
He was at basketball. I saw him. He didn't look sick, jumping up, grabbing the rim.
He was
doing
sick.
His thing.
He probably just had to shake it off. But he was sick. And then, yeah, so I didn't have Claire or Grayson for that, but it's okay because Mason Griffith's in that class. So I was just talking with him and Colton. But then intro to watercolor is just Claire. I have Claire in all my classes and she wasn't there.
Gotcha.
But it's okay because we have like our like friend group at one table that I kind of hang out with, I guess. So it's fine.
So it worked out.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then James and Joel demanded Culver's.
You called me earlier when I was in the appointment with your mom.
I know it was an accident. I didn't mean to.
Well, they demanded Culver's?
Yes.
So why didn't you get Culver's?
We did get Culver's.
Why didn't you get Culver's?
I had French fries.
That's why just French fries.
Because I don't want to eat too much after volleyball or before volleyball. Because last time I did that, when Gaga picked me up, I ate 2 cheeseburgers and French fries from McDonald's, and I felt sick when we were running. So I ate French fries.
Gotcha.
And a review.
Okay. All
This
right.
is like the savvy vlog now. Like, you're talking about me in the past 10 minutes. What are you talking about?
Remember we had the Simply Savvy?
Yes.
That was such a good
My
show.
friends found it. They found a clip.
From Simply Savvy?
Yes, they found a clip and they make fun, not make fun of me, but they're like, oh, you're so adorable.
You were so adorable.
No.
Maybe we should have a new version of Simply Savvy.
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Because I don't like talking to people.
That's the great part. You just talk and there's a
To
camera.
myself.
Yeah.
No.
You were great at it as a child. As a small child.
I was like 8.
Yeah. I think, were you that old?
Maybe 7.
Yeah.
But that was 8 years ago.
This is true.
Yikes.
So to answer your question, yes, we've been doing updates and on
What's
our
my update?
docu-series on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so I should probably finish that. When you got out of your thing, yeah, that's what I was talking about. So just be careful, folks, what you wish for, because you might work best or thrive best in those storms or in those environments. Sometimes the peace can maybe not be good for you. So, what else as far as updates? This week has been a little slow on sales. They've done okay, but it's a little slow on sales, and I just believe a big part of that. Well, I think there's probably 3 key components to why we would be down in sales. First key component is the team still does not quite know exactly how to go out and generate their own traffic. They know how to post some stuff on social, and they're doing a great job of that. They can make calls and call leads that we have working. But how do you generate huge pipelines of traffic, right? So if I can get 8 leads, I'm guaranteed to sell 1 car, right? 8 leads is going to sell me 1 car. So as an individual, I need to go out and get 8 leads every single day without any spend, any investment, so on and so forth. So how do I go out and get 8 leads a day, 80 leads every 10 days, 240 leads a month as an individual salesperson? That's something that we have to work on, because there are people out there that do it. If there was no one out there that did it, I'd say it can't be done. I wouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. But how do you do that, right? Joining the Chamber of Commerce, joining local groups, joining groups on Facebook that have thousands and thousands of people, and developing those relationships, hitting up other business owners around the way, figuring out where there are festivals or meetings or people congregated, and then once you figure that out, how do you get the attention that you need to be able to generate a conversation that could ultimately become a lead without being too salesy, too pushy, to any of those things, which will put up people's defenses, turn people off. Like, it's a science, right? And so, you think of Cutco Cutlery, or you think of Kirby Vacuum Cleaners, you think of any of these companies where they hire these young people and they just go have them knock on doors, right? Want to buy a vacuum, want to buy a vacuum, want to buy a vacuum, want to buy a vacuum. Like, it's 99 doors until you get one that says yes. So prospecting at that level and generating those types of leads is not easy, and it's a skill that has to be trained, it has to be learned, it has to be developed. So I think that that's one reason we're a little bit slow this week, is most of the members of my team, from leadership all the way through, have worked in environments where there was already traffic, there were already people walking through the door, they already had the brand recognition, there was already exposure, there was customers that bought cars from them 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that come back, referrals, so on and so forth. We don't have any of that. We don't have be-back opportunities. We do have referral opportunities, but it's only the small pockets of people that we've already sold cars to have already experienced 800%. There are huge marketing things that will happen and will shift that, but all of them take time to develop. Simple as that. You don't just pop on the scene overnight. There's no such thing as an overnight success. You do not just pop on the scene overnight and all of a sudden have eyeballs and trust and brand recognition and all of that stuff. It's consistent. I'm not consistent. It's daily, massive amounts of energy and effort. So I think part of the reason we were a little slow is that. I think the second reason that we're a little slow is we started with a certain amount of inventory and we didn't have our floor plan, and so we've sold the majority of our desirable products, and now we have the less desirable products, which obviously drives our lead count down. Zach and those guys are working on that. They're replacing, getting some inventory up. We've got 15 cars going to auction this week, so on and so forth. So that's the second thing. So first is our people need to learn new skills that they've never had to learn before. And then the second is that our inventory is the way it is. The third thing that I think is ultimately kind of affecting our ability to really push high volume this week is we have to regain some momentum. We took a little bit of a hit last week, not with people taking time off. That's not a problem at all. But we took a hit last week with an expectation that was set that we were all going to shut the place down for a week and then come back, and we weren't able to do that. And it kind of threw everything for a little bit of a curveball. And so the energy around that has been one of, and actually I talked about this at the very beginning before we ever opened the store, is that these first couple seasons, we're going to have to figure out our frequency. We're going to have to figure out how we move, how we communicate, how we talk to one another. Man, it's dark for your brother to still be out here playing soccer. You realize that?
A little bit, but I'm sure they have. Is he at LCA or at the?
He's at this place right up here. He's not at LCA.
So then I don't think they have lights.
Yeah.
Because they're just kind of back in the middle of nowhere behind the school. Brenda Cowan.
Yeah. I mean, it's dark. Wow.
Anyway.
So there's a little, thanks. Maybe I should do this light right here.
There you go.
So there's a shift in the energy a little bit, and my guess is there's quite a few people, in the organization that are going, I can never tell if it's the next one, right?
Yeah.
There's people in the organization that are questioning their decisions. They're going, hey, did I make the right decision leaving this one environment where things were much easier, coming into this environment where things were much more challenging? I think that people are questioning, hey, can I really perform and function at the highest level when nobody's there giving me a schedule, or nobody's there holding me, accountable to when I show up or when I don't? I think people are questioning, does Glenn even know what the heck he's doing? It's a brand new dealership. They're questioning if the lead count is where it's supposed to be, if the inventory is working. Are all of these things going to come together, or are they not, right? And what's great is, we have an amazing group of individuals. Like, I personally am shocked that, nobody has left. Like, everybody's bought in, everybody's, doing their thing, and so that's been great.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah. Jeez.
Slow down.
Well, it just went from full-on asphalt to I feel like we're in the Rocky Mountains all of a sudden. Golly. Cha-cha. That was crazy.
There's supposed to be a hurricane tomorrow.
Supposed to be a what?
A hurricane tomorrow. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've like tiny pieces, but not.
It's like a level 1 or something like that.
But not here.
Scott County is canceling school.
What?
They're thinking about it. I don't know.
Scott County is canceling school?
Yeah.
There's Joel right there.
Sitting with a goat. That's kind of sad.
You guys get wet?
Savannah's bag.
So did Savannah's bag?
Was it zipped?
Oh, you guys both got soaked?
Was it zipped?
And it got dark quick. I was just telling her, I'm like,
Ew.
man, it's dark all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's gross.
Practice till 6 to 7:30 starting next week because it's getting too dark for us to be honest. So
Yeah.
I think next week I'm gonna send a message to all the parents, but I think we're gonna do 6 to 7:30.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send a message out for everybody, but
All right.
everybody gets the message.
Just let us know, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys.
All right. We'll see you. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
Personally, I vote McDonald's.
What?
No. We've talked about this when we had
There's
those-
food at home.
No, there's not actually. Because
Joel, how was soccer?
Good. We had this discussion when we talked about Sabbath week. On Thursday nights, we eat out because we all have stuff.
Says who?
Mother and you. When you all sat us down to talk about the whole Sabbath week talk, whenever it was, right before school started or whatever, giving all the plans, you said Thursday night because of all our activities, me and Joel in Lexington, Mom and them in Paris, we eat out on Thursday nights.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Those were my words.
Those were you and your wife's words.
All right. Well, we got to watch the final episode of The Mole.
Yes, we do.
So I got to wrap this thing up.
And we're getting McDonald's. So.
But culturally, I feel like the culture is strong, and I would be fooling myself. Like I would be lying to myself if I didn't think that, some people are, questioning their stuff. They're questioning their commitment, questioning their ability, questioning our ability, questioning our commitment. We made some moves to make sure to do the right thing financially, which Dylan said. I think Dylan said that the Monday morning meeting has gotten loaded. So if you guys didn't have a chance,
Oh, shit. It's this one because I scooted over.
just buckle it.
The other one with his backpack.
You
Never
guys
mind.
hadn't had a chance to see that yet, but I'm guessing that you will. So I think those three things are playing into this week not being as successful as it was 2 weeks ago. We had a better week 2 weeks ago than we've had this week so far. This week's not over yet. But skills that need to be developed, inventory that needs to be refined, and we got to get momentum back. We got to get the energy back up. We got to get 5-car day, 6-car day, 7-car day, 38, 45 leads type of day. Good traction on social media, videos popping. Like we got to get that energy back. It kind of got sucked out, and I take responsibility for that. We said we were gonna do things one way, and then we didn't, and so that always can affect things. So once we get the energy back on track, we get the inventory refined, and get everybody trained up as far as the different developmental skills. I think we're moving in the right direction. So those are your updates. Are you super wet back there, dude?
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Wasn't too bad.
Because we can just.
Did you do any running or no?
Cut. Yes.
We could just put this in CapCut.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how to use that.
I used to.
Yeah.
All you did was that wavy filter.
All right. We'll see you
It's
guys
kinda weird.
tomorrow.